This piece started off by using a combination of my miter saw and then later a hand saw to remove excess material and make the job of grinding a lot easier. Now that I have the material about as far down as I dare using my saw, I'm going to switch to my angle grinder. This will allow me to still remove a lot of the excess material, yet I'll still be able to maintain more control of how much comes off. The real key to sculpting that I've learned is to transform a two-dimensional shape into a 3D shape by marrying the vertical and the horizontal planes to give the project that realistic look. Now that I've shaped the horizontal plane, it's time to work on the vertical. Now that I'm ready to start giving the hands and fingers their basic shapes, I switch to probably my favorite bit. This bit has spines on it that are as sharp as needles, so that it removes a lot of the material, yet allows me to begin to finesse the end shape. I've had the bit slip and make contact with me before, so I'm sure you can guess why I'm choosing to wear a glove on my left hand. Another thing I like about this bit is it allows me to get in and make the fine grooves that would take me the better part of an hour if I were using a carving knife. I finished roughing out the vertical plane of the praying hands, so now I want to start rounding the edges. Doing this removes the sharp edges and begins to marry the horizontal and vertical planes together to give the project a 3D look. If you look closely, you can see the thumbnail bed forming. As the tapering of the fingers comes to an end, it's now time to switch to another favorite bit of mine, which is smaller in diameter and will allow me to begin separating the fingers on each of the hands. This bit has the same needle-sharp burrs that allow me to remove a lot of material, but with such a fine point, I'm able to have a lot more control over the depth and the direction of the cuts. A stylistic choice to make as I progressed through this project, and I decided to leave extra space between the fingers because I thought the wood grain on this yellow pine was just so beautiful. I could have left the fingers tight together, but seeing how the wood grain was so beautiful inspired me in this direction. I can usually tell that I'm moving along nicely in a project as the bits get finer and finer. This roundhead cutter bit allows me to cut deep grooves in the tight spaces in between fingers. Grinder to go to work again. With the fingers getting closer, along with the gaps between them, my goal with this work is to remove the blockish look on the hands and to contour them into a more realistic look. Using the angle grinder turns a 15-minute job into about 2 minutes. I really like this tungsten carbide cutter bit because it not only removes the small bits of wood that I'm dealing with now, but it also leaves a smooth surface after I passed over an area. This part is really enjoyable because I'm now starting to give the fingers their fine shapes. A trick I learned is to taper each finger top and bottom toward the middle knuckle. Look at the area between the index finger and the middle finger to see an example of the beautiful grain that I was talking about. This is such an exciting part of the process for me. It's time to add the fingernails. I'm using my inverted diamond burr bit that has a very fine head on it for creating the small grooves that I'll need to etch the fingernails onto this project. Once it's time to start sanding the project, I start with the larger sanding heads with the coarser grits. Since I plan to apply a finish to this project, I'll need to be sure to do a good job of getting the surface smooth. Gradually, I worked my way toward the smaller heads with the finer grits of sandpaper. As a stylistic choice, I decided to draw on the knuckle creases with a colored pencil. I absolutely love the part of the process when I get to apply the finish. I'm using a clear polyurethane finish to bring out the natural wood grain texture. Although I'm not opposed to painting a piece, I love leaving the natural wood grain look that God already created. I sure like how the soft light warms my finished praying hands piece. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm grateful that you took the time to watch.